a collective space to rethink how power is produced, owned, distributed, and governed in South Africa. It's about reshaping the energy system, not as a utility framework, but as a social compact, grounded in equity, innovation, and democratic participation. Now, South Africa stands at a defining crossroads. Our national energy landscape, once dominated by a single utility model, is undergoing structural change. The old system, built on centralized coal generation and state monopoly, is no longer fit for purpose in a society that demands decentralization, inclusion, and sustainability. For decades, energy has mirrored inequality, access divided by geography, reliability divided by income, and benefit divided by privilege. But the cracks in the system has also opened pathways for innovation, agency, and reform. What we face today is not merely an energy crisis, but a crisis of imagination. And the solution lies not in managing decline, but governing transformation. The future must be democratic in ownership and diverse in generation. This is what energy democracy means in the South African context. It is not about replacing one monopoly with another, but about building a decentralized ecosystem of public, private, and community energy producers. It is about enabling every citizen, from a township entrepreneur to a rural cooperative, to generate and trade clean power. It is about ensuring that the benefits of the energy transition reach those who have borne the brunt of exclusion. In this new paradigm, City Power is not only Johannesburg's utility, it's a national prototype for what a 21st century energy institution must become. It must become a decentralized, digitized, decarbonized, and democratized institution. South Africa's commitment to achieve a net zero emissions by 2050 cannot be delivered through rhetoric. It requires a new kind of partnership between state, market, and society. Our climate action plan and balanced just energy transition approach show how that can be achieved in practice. And this can be achieved through renewable integration, through municipal-led generation, embedded power purchase agreements, electrification of transport through public EV infrastructure. Which City Power has taken a bold step in this industry to advance on EV infrastructure, energy efficiency retrofits across our schools, clinics, and municipal buildings, and green manufacturing and localization to create jobs in solar, battery, and waste-to-energy industries. At this stage, I pause to also indicate that the City of Johannesburg has already received a 2.1 billion grant to begin a process of waste-to-energy technology within the City of Johannesburg. Each of these pillars connects the local to national, proving that energy transition is not a metropolitan privilege, but a national development opportunity. For over a decade, South Africa's public discourse on energy has been dominated by crisis, load shedding schedules, debt restructuring, and emergency procurement. But crisis can also clarify priorities. What we need now is not another bailout plan, but a blueprint for transformation and a long-term vision where the national and municipal energy entities work together, regulatory frameworks enable local generation and trading, public-private partnerships are governed transparently and equitably, and energy investments becomes a driver of social justice, not social division. Johannesburg's waste to energy and landfill gas to energy projects worth over 5.7 billion are a proof of what this future can be or can look like. They demonstrate that innovation, governance, and inclusion can coexist, and that municipal action can catalyze national outcomes. So the future of city power, to achieve transformation at the societal scale, city power must evolve from a conventional distributor to a public innovation platform, a catalyst for low-carbon energy. And that would mean integrating digital grids and AI-based load management to improve efficiency, introducing peer-to-peer trading models where residents and businesses can sell surplus energy, creating community energy trusts that reinvests profits into local development, and positioning city power as a national thought leader in green finance, climate governance, and infrastructure renewal. This is how Johannesburg becomes the proof point, showing how local entities can drive systemic transformation across South Africa. At the heart of this transformation lies policy coherence. Energy reform cannot succeed in isolation. It must be integrated with spatial development, industrial policy, and skills development. That is why Johannesburg, through its Energy Climate Action Framework, aligns local implementation with national priorities under the Just Energy Transition Investment Plan and National Infrastructure Plan 2050. Through Gauteng Energy War Room, the city collaborates with the province, the presidency, the development institutions of financiers like DBSA to coordinate investments, resolve regulatory bottlenecks, and accelerate renewable rollout. So the message is clear. It is clear that transformation happens when partnerships become institutions, and when institutions become enablers of justice. Program Director, let me conclude by raising one critical area that all of us needs to begin to spend time, which is the cost of energy, which is escalating, and the poor are unable to provide electricity and energy for themselves. I think this Indaba should spend a bit of time to debate on the cost of energy. As I close, as we gather at this Indaba, let us not only discuss energy, but let us redefine it. Let us redefine the cost of energy and how to keep it as low as possible so that the poor of the poor can have access to electricity. Let us reimagine power, not as voltage or capacity, but as agency, the collective capacity of a nation to change and determine its destiny. May this Indaba be remembered as the moment when Johannesburg redefined the role of a city, and when South Africa rediscovered its power to lead, not through fossil fuels or financial muscles, but through vision, innovation, and solidarity. Because in the end, our goal is not just to keep the lights on. It is to illuminate a new social order, one powered by justice, equity, and hope. I'm therefore delighted to confirm that Joburg has at least developed 5 solar farms. This is a confirmation that Joburg is on the right path in reclaiming its status of being the city of first. Together, we will not only power South Africa, but we will empower South Africa. Those words, Program Director, thank you very much for this opportunity, and good luck to all the delegates in this conference.
Thank you, sir. So much you have said, so much wisdom you have shared, so much strategic context you have illuminated for the partners within the ecosystem. I will just highlight a few that should begin to frame the discussions that will take place and should take place at this forum. That we should be working towards a decentralized ecosystem that is democratic, equitable, and inclusive. That generating power is no longer about voltages, but it is about agency. Agency to manifest the equity and the justice that we seek through our program, plan, and policy. That indeed crisis can clarify priorities and therefore direct strategies and implementation plans.